Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the First Religious Society Unitarian Universalist in Newburyport, Massachusetts. I'm Jonathan Pape, and I have the privilege of serving as your worship associate for this very special service. Our Young Church Sunday service lifts up our FRSUU children and families and celebrates the intergenerational community we co-create together. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're here. If you're new and you'd like to connect, please fill out one of the blue cards in your pew and put it in the collection plate. We come together at FRS in person and online, committed to love, peace, and justice. Our mission and our invitation to all of you is to come as you are, journey together in love, act with courage, transform our world. If you're worshiping online and would like to access this morning's order of service, please click on the link just below the live stream. If you'd like a large print order of service or hymnal, please ask an usher and they'll be happy to help you. Take a moment to review your order of service for all the activities happening this week. In particular, I highlight the annual campaign committee and honorary chairs, John and Florence Mercer, are thrilled to share that we met our campaign goal. Thank you to everyone who participated. Of course, additional gifts are always welcome. Everyone is invited to join us after service on June 1st for a celebratory pizza party in lieu of soup for Justice Sunday that morning. We're looking for volunteers for the bed race during Yankee homecoming. It's Thursday, July 31st. If you're interested, please let Reverend Laurel know. Join us this Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another evening of poetry and music led by Reverend Rebecca Bryan and Nick Place. The evening will be a wonderful service of music and poetry focused on peace. And introducing Sing Out. This Saturday, May 24th at 4 p.m., Nick Place will lead us in the first installment of our new community singing series, One Song, 1 hour to learn, one performance. Come join us and bring a friend to sing out Imagine by John Lennon. What better way to bring community together than by singing? All voices are welcome. Please register by scanning the QR code on the poster. Registration is free, $5 entry at the door. See you at Sing Out. And lastly, all are welcome to join us after this service for the 300th anniversary garden party at the Museum of Old Newbury. Following service, we will gather in front of the church and parade over to the museum. There will be music, food, games, and face painting, and a blessing from Reverend Rebecca. There is also street parking on High Street and Fruit Street if you prefer to meet us there. Every Sunday, it is such a blessing that we can gather, so let us give ourselves to it. Welcome once again. It's good to be together.
It is indeed good to be together. So this morning has been a series of joyful surprises and lots of laughter and preparation, beautiful singing, welcoming, returning youth, now adults. Looking forward to hearing their voices. Realizing we're going to change the video that we were going to watch, and we're going to watch that on June 8th. And just when I thought it was all figured out, I looked out and I saw Sabrina Babcock and our Minister Emeritus, Harold Babcock. It is so good to have you with us today. What better opening words than the words of a community that is dedicated to love, peace, and justice, that is ever growing, ever evolving, ever changing, and yet ever so held in tradition and in the meaning of this beloved place. For 300 years, we have been a beacon of light in this community. May that continue for all and all the generations to come. I opened the hymnal to look for a spontaneous call to worship, and we'll use the words of Mother Teresa, a lifelong sharing. Love cannot remain by itself. It has no meaning. Love has to be put into action, and that action is service. Whatever form we are, abled or disabled, rich or poor, it is not how much we do, but how much we love, and love that we put into the doing. A lifelong sharing of love with others. May it be so. Let's rise in body or spirit and join together in our opening hymn, number 131, Love Will Guide Us. Seated.
Please join in saying our chalice lighting words, as my parents light the chalice. The words can be found in your order of service. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together.
Each week, we also light 2 candles of peace, representing 2 places on earth that need peace. As we say each time we gather, there are untold numbers of places on earth that need peace. These 2 we will hold in our heart through this service and through the week ahead. After I speak each place, we'll sit together in a moment of silence, and then I invite us all to respond by saying peace in 3 languages: peace, salam, shalom. Our first candle this morning is lit for central United States, including Indiana, Missouri, Kentucky, and Virginia, where there have been great numbers and impacts from tornadoes and severe weather. To this we respond, peace, salam, shalom. And our second candle this morning is lit for Newburyport, where on Monday night the City Council passed a resolution in support of immigrants and condemning actions against them. And to this we respond, peace, salam, shalom. Please rise in body and in spirit. Let's join our voices together now in the affirmation of faith, followed by the doxology. The words can be found in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus we covenant with each other and with God. It was important to come back up here so that a number of reasons. We certainly want to have Chandler speaking here from this pulpit. And the title of my short reflection, A Mother's Bird's Eye View, A Mother's Eyes View. It is important in our lives that we both live in the day-to-day and in the details, and speaking as a parent or grandparent or caregiver, live in the array of lunchboxes and PTA meetings and lost gym shoes and new friendships and old friendships and hurt friendships, and keep a view that allows us to also remember that it is over an arc of time that all of this occurs. So long before I was a Unitarian Universalist minister, I was a mother. I'm still a mother. And now a grandmother. And I told my children all their lives, and I do to this day, that there is no more important or meaningful or joyful work to me than being their mother. I've had to learn how to mother first newborns and now young adults. Some of it is the same, some of it changes, but love, and believing in those human beings never changes. I raised both of my children in our faith, in Unitarian Universalism. We were at the Unitarian Society of Hartford for all of those years. And I just want to take a moment and reflect, not as a minister, but as a mom about what that meant for them, for me, for them through their years and unto this day. And the first thing that I want to say to all of the parents and grandparents and caregivers is, you do not have to do this alone. You're not designed to do this alone. Parenting, however that looks, whatever your relationship is, loving human beings as they grow into who it is that they are called to be is an effort that is to be done in community with loved ones. For some, that is family. For many, many others, it is the chosen family that you have, your community and communities that are a part of your lives. Far too many try to do this alone. When I started in the Unitarian Society of Hartford, I've shared before, I was a single mother with a baby at my breast, and they embraced us. They loved me, they loved my daughter, they loved our son to come. You do not have to do this alone. And for the rest of us who are serving more at this time as part of the community, it's on us to remember that these families do not have to do this alone. It is on us to learn the names of the children and what they love and who they are. Hi. I do know who you are. I know. My children, now 31 and 26 years old, they remember the ministers, and they remember the director of religious education, as we called the person at that time. But you know who they really remember? It's the members. Some of their memories are wonderful, and some... So watch yourselves. My son still has not gotten over the woman who told him to stop running during coffee hour. Why did she do that? I don't know then, and I still don't know why she did that. Here's the thing. The world, especially today, is not going to tell, and now I'm talking again to those parents, grandparents, caregivers, the world is not telling our children positive things about organized religion. What they're going to hear and are hearing and what they're learning is not what we experience here. How many times, including yesterday at a wedding, do I have people in, 30s, 40s, 50-year-olds saying, I had no idea this could be a church. None. So it is both radical and critical that you allow your children to experience something different than what they're going to be hearing on the news, from other people. Let them experience this, the radical different way of understanding what it means to be a part of a community and to have values that guide our way and to recognize that differences are strengths, to recognize that all of the world's religions and practices and atheists and humanists and Buddhists, it's all good. This is not something that is known and taught everywhere. This faith of ours, even in our imperfections, of which there are, of course, many, it's going to carry your children, even if they tell you differently. It will carry them. It may save them. But that's not something you're going to know now. I would encourage us not to judge whether that is true as they grow up on what they're doing in their 20s, teens, 30s. We heard even from our own Teddy Speck how he took how many years off church until he realized it was exactly where he needed to be. Both of my children are living very differently in relationship to their faith right now. One is working in a church, and the other comes here when I really ask him to. But I know it guides their decisions. I see it. I just don't say anything to them about it, because that would not help. Your children are going to be on their own journeys, and we never know exactly where that will take them. But we can know that by the time and experiences you invest here, they will carry this faith with them. They will carry the values into their lives. I watch the choices that my young adult children make about where they work, who they work with, what the issues are that they dedicate their lives to. And I see Unitarian Universalism written all over it, even though it looks very, very, very different. I want to close by sharing a story that happened 2 years ago in September. So 2 years ago in September, I officiated my father's memorial service at the Unitarian Society of Hartford. And my children, who, I'm not exactly sure the last time they had been there, but it had been a while. And we were preparing and we were going, and we got there that day about probably an hour before the service. It was a Saturday. And we pulled into what they call the spaceship. I don't know if anyone has ever seen the Unitarian Society of Hartford. It's right next to the university, and it does sort of look like a spaceship. And we pulled in, and I watched my children transform into little UU beings. They ran out of the car. It's a circular inner building. They ran through each room. This was the third grade. No, it was the fourth grade. This is where we made gingerbread houses. And this has changed, and that's the same. And I just thought, oh my God, this is in them all the time. So parents, grandparents, caregivers, let us be in your children. Let this be a place they return to with joy. Let them know that they are held by the love of this faith. You do not have to do this alone. Amen.
Yes. Thank you very much. And now, I would like to invite any of the children and youth that are with us, if you want to come up and have a seat over here for a fun time for all ages. Hi, my friends. Hey, Arlo. Hi, Elliot. I see you back there. Hey, everybody. Hey, so I wanted to bring your attention to the front of our order of service. There is a quote that I got to choose for this service, and it says, "The beauty you see in me is a reflection of you." What kind of beauty do you think? Are there different kinds of beauty? Yeah? What's one kind of beauty?
Beauty with makeup and Sephora and the outside.
Yeah, I feel like the first thing we might think of when we hear the word beauty is like how we look, right? Or how someone looks. What is another kind of beauty?
Kindness.
Yes.
Nature. Being sad is beautiful sometimes.
Yes, that was beautiful. So I love this quote, and it also makes me think of our church and our community, because when I think of this place, I think that this is a place where everyone sees the beauty in each person. So that made me think of this really fun theater game that I haven't played in a long time. It's called the Mirror Game. And I thought anyone who wants could play it. So what I'm gonna do is, this is a game that you play with a partner who you're looking at, where you are like a reflection, like you're looking in a mirror. So if any of my friends down here want to try this with a partner up here, come grab a partner and find a little spot. And, okay. All right, so they're gonna demonstrate how this works, and then any one of us is gonna get a chance to try it. So the way this works is you're facing your partner, okay? And you are looking in your partner's eyes. You're making eye contact. And you're gonna choose one of you to be the first leader. Okay, now, the leader is you have to stay looking in each other's eyes. Oliver and Hal, you could get a tiny bit closer. Okay. Now, you're looking in each other's eyes, and the leader is going to make very slow movements, like raising a hand, or pushing your hair back. But you're going to do it really slowly so the other person can do it at the same time. So, I don't know, Julia and Charlotte have begun there. Can you guys come out here? Because you're behind the corner. So, Julia and Charlotte, will you show us? Right. And you have to move so slowly because your partner is looking in your eyes. They can't watch. They have to use their peripheral vision. So if your partner's not doing the movement at the same time as you, and you're the leader, you might want to slow down your movement a little bit. So you all keep going and keep going up here on stage. And any one of you who would like to try this, any brave souls, if you want to turn to a partner, you could stand if you want, and you could make eye contact with your partner and decide who's the leader. And then you could start some slow, simple movements of your own. And my friends on the chancel, if you want to switch leaders, you could switch. And I'm just going to enjoy looking around at everyone making these beautiful connections. That is beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for playing the mirror game. FRS is a beautiful place where we reflect kindness and compassion and joy and sadness and all the feelings. Thank you so much, my friends. You can go back to sit with your families now.
The generosity of our community is an essential ministry that supports the work of the church, both in Newburyport and beyond. Each week, 50% of the Sunday offering not designated as a pledge goes to a local community partner engaged in important efforts to transform our region. Our community partner this month is Emmaus Inc., which yearly serves more than 2,000 homeless men, women, and children from the Merrimack Valley and North Shore. On any given night, roughly 300 people call Emmaus home. More than 80,000 meals are served yearly to shelter residents, and many housing and program participants receive emergency food from Emmaus's food pantry. And 91 cents of every dollar raised goes directly to Emmaus's programs. To give online, please use the link in your order of service or follow or below the live stream. You can also make a contribution by text, and of course, you can always mail a check to the church as well. Thank you. The offering will now be gratefully received.
what Nick just did. Like, you know. This is a time in our service each week where we pause to lift up the joys and the sorrows, the hopes and the dreams of our beloved faith community. In a moment, I'll be sharing what has been sent to me in advance and also written in the journal that is always in the vestibule. You're always welcome to write something each time that you enter. And as I do, Nancy Kidd, our pastoral care associate, will be lighting candles. Let us gather.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
This morning we light a candle of joy and celebration, actually two from the same family. Jessica Brown and Brent Mitchell joyfully witnessed to the wedding of their son Ryan to Emma Gregory yesterday here in this sanctuary while I was officiating. It was a beautiful, gorgeous, and fun-filled moment. Ryan and his sister Elise grew up in this church and were very much shaped by it. Emma, a Yooper from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, already feels like family, but now it is formal. The happy couple live in Providence, Rhode Island. It was beautiful. Jessica and Brent also celebrate their 34th wedding anniversary, which also took place in this very sanctuary on the same weekend 34 years ago. We light a candle of joy and celebration in congratulating Jan Tyler Nelson, who's looking at her husband like, wow. Let me share why. Jan, we celebrate you always in any way, but let's share why this particular announcement is so meaningful. Jan has been selected by the Massachusetts Commission on the Status of Women to receive the Commonwealth Heroine of Class 2025 award. The annual Commonwealth Heroine Award goes to incredible local women who are recognized as leaders and contributors to their community and the Commonwealth. These are women who don't always make the news, but truly make a difference. Her award letter read, "You were selected because you are a woman who, without fanfare or recognition, uses your time, talent, spirit, and enthusiasm to enrich the lives of others." And we know quietly year-round, you buy toys all year round and fill your entire house with them so that each year you can bring them to children in Gloucester who don't have another way to receive such gifts. Congratulations, Jan. Well deserved. We light 3 candles of joy in one with Linda and Will Budenhagen, celebrating several anniversaries. The first is they recently celebrated 25 years here at FRSUU. Knowing they had previous UU congregations, they've now been here for 25 years. They also celebrated their 64th wedding anniversary and Linda's 85th birthday with lots of joy and gratitude. We light a candle of joy and respect and honor and faith and trust in the 300 years that this beloved congregation has been. We light it recognizing all that has come before us, all the people that we know of, that we knew and loved, that we read about, and all those we may never know, who sat in these pews on Market Square, who fought for and believed in the same values that we do today. And we light this same candle for all the years to come, the years that we are honored to be the stewards of, so that in 50, 100, 200, 300 years from now, there may be people right here remembering those of us who made their future possible. We light 2 more candles of joy this morning. One of them is for the choir, who is finishing up their formal singing of the year, though we're going to be having pickup choirs, and Nick. They have completed and finished your first year together, and what a beautiful ministry you do create together. I believe we also have your folks here with us today, Jim and Cindy Place. Welcome. And as we do each Sunday, we light a final candle for all of the joys and equally all of the sorrows, the worries, and the concerns that, although unspoken, are held in just as much love and care. Let us sit for a moment, taking in the love of this community, the honor that we can care for one another as neighbor and friend. Let us sit in all that is our life. And join our voices in Make Me a Sanctuary.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Good morning. Good morning. To those of you who might not know me, I'm Chandler Fountain. I became a proud member of this church as soon as I was old enough, so not quite the full 300 years. I have been fortunate enough to grow up within this community, from my early days in young church to my time in the teen choir, up and coming, the ever famous Utes of youth group, and the youth representative on the parish board. As I gathered my thoughts today, some things stuck out as I reflected on my earliest memories of church. I can picture my loving parents, Sarah and Tim, wrangling me and my 2 brothers, Grayson and Sam, into the car for early morning choir practice, promising a chocolate croissant from Cafe di Siena across the street. I remember the playful competition of memorizing the affirmation of faith and staring my peers down from across the vestibule as we recited it. And of course, the unforgettable story times and joyful singing sessions led by Julie Parker Amory and Reverend Harold Babcock were always highlights of my Sundays. Downstairs, I eagerly awaited Joys and Sorrows, where a handful of others and I would share the results of our soccer games. I can still hear the laughter from the jokes of my young church teachers and the lessons I treasure today. Young church provided an education that shaped my values, fostered acceptance, and helped me explore my identity. I asked Mike Dorsey how he would explain Unitarian Universalism. And he said he thought of it as a buffet of religion, where you can take what you feel inspired by and leave whatever you want out. I finally understood. I didn't need to fit into religion or the world. I could take up however much or little space I wanted as I went. I explored these bigger questions and dove further into myself in programs like Up and Coming, which were transformative experiences I will forever hold dear. In youth group, under the magical guidance of Becky Dill, Ken Okaya, Steve, and Eileen Costello, I created memories and friendships that I know will last me a lifetime. I remember sinking into a comfortable couch in our always too cold or too hot room in the parish hall, feeling welcomed and celebrated. It was a place to talk about our feelings and the ever-changing world. Sometimes we wouldn't even get past our check-ins, all too happy to enjoy quiet conversations with like-minded peers. As I reflect on all of these cherished memories and the countless ways this community has enriched my life, I connect to a song we always sang in choir, Circle Game by Joni Mitchell. At the time, I struggled to understand why all the parents grew teary-eyed as we sang. But now I know. I too am stuck on this carousel of time. So all I can say is thank you. Thank you for a beautiful childhood. I'm truly grateful and lucky to be part of such a loving and supportive family. Every experience has shaped my character and values. It's a beautiful reminder that we're all on this journey together, learning from one another and growing in faith and understanding. I am excited for the future, and I look forward to engaging with all of you, sharing our joys and sorrows. Together, let us carry forward our 300-year-old legacy of love, acceptance, and community that makes our church truly special. And please, any young church members, feel free to tell me how your soccer game went.
Our anthem today is a special one. Betsy Woodman and Chris Plant have been writing many, many songs together and have many albums. And of course, we had that great concert a few weeks ago. So in honor of the 300th anniversary of FRSUU, here is The Spirit of Love.
When the world is quiet
These are the young church readers. And this is from a book called We Are All Connected by Gabby Garcia.
We all live on one blue dot spinning in space. We are all part of one human race. We have hopes and dreams and love in our hearts. We are stronger together than we are apart. So why all the fuss to compete and compare when it feels so much better to connect and to share? We can share when we're sad or down in the dumps. We can share our joys, give high fives or fist bumps.
When we're seen and heard, trust blooms and glows. We are all connected, kindness ripples and flows.
Let's speak up for others, include and embrace. We all make mistakes, but we can give others grace. We have more in common than we may believe. We are all connected, we all love, we all grieve. We can celebrate differences, lend a hand, learn from each other, take a stand. We are all connected, let's raise our voices. We can work together to make brave choices.
Well done. We are all connected. It is such a great joy to celebrate this Young Church Sunday as part of this 300th year at FRS. Now, I didn't grow up in this particular congregation, but I did grow up as a Unitarian Universalist at a very small congregation in Rhode Island that was founded around the year I was born, so not 300 years old. And I stand here as evidence of the power and the importance of children's programming and congregational life, because I was once the child coming to church on Sunday wondering if there was room for me, wondering if I mattered or if I was sort of disrupting things. Sometimes I think we grown-ups forget how much kids actually notice. And the minister that I had as a kid didn't think kids mattered as much as grown-ups. She didn't think that children's experiences should be taken seriously. And that was really clear to me as a child. Now, if she had been the only adult I knew from church, I would not still be a UU. We ministers, we don't always get things right. But thankfully, there was a woman named Sally Barney. Sally was my version of Mara as a kid. She ran all the programs for kids and teenagers, and I knew that she cared, without question. I knew that she took kids seriously, that we were a priority to her. And she is the reason I stayed a UU. And my sister has said the same thing. Sally taught us what it meant to have an adult advocate for us in congregational life. So when it came time for me to be ordained as a minister, Sally was the one that I asked to light the chalice, because she had been the one who kept the flame alive. So I want to thank you. Mara, will you stand up? We ministers get a lot of credit because our roles are so visible. We're sort of literally put on high, right? But what you do is of profound importance. I know that deep in my bones, and I hope you do too. So as we celebrate this 300th year and everyone who is part of Young Church, I want to thank you, Mara, for your heart, for your clarity of conscience, for your joy and adaptability and playfulness, but most of all, for making sure our kids know that they matter here, because that is important. Let me be a testament to how much that matters. And I want to ask all of our kids and parents and families to stand too. Because we can't do church without all of you, right? So So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being such an important part of this place, for choosing to come even when you're tired and there are soccer games, for letting us love your children, for showing up with your whole selves. It is a joy to journey with all of you. So thank you, and amen. And now we're going to sing. Please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing our closing hymn. It's in the gray hymnal, number 128, For All That Is Our Life. Please remain standing as we join our voices together in our unison benediction, and Jonathan extinguishes the chalice. Though, as we know, the light will always burn on. May the love which overcomes all differences, which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, now and always. My friends, I do hope that all of us are able to join together over at the Museum of Old Newbury, celebrate together our anniversary, which we have been doing all year, which we will do again on June 8th with the actual birthday, all of next year culminating in the 100th anniversary of Candlelight. So come, if you need to drive over. If you want to walk with the band, walk with us. My friends, as we go from this space today, may we go remembering who we are, why we are called to be a part of this beloved faith tradition, of this spiritual community, what it is that lights us up, that allows us to serve the world and to care for one another. May we always celebrate. May we, as often as possible, forgive. May we find the goodness in every day, and then may we work for justice and peace with everything we have. Go in peace, my friends. Return again in great joy. Amen, and blessed be.